Mark Williams Thomas, The Mark of a Man? Published by Anna Raccoon. Back in 2010, the British Daily Mail newspaper in the UK was reported as likely to be sued by the American internet giant Facebook. The Daily Mail faced legal action from Facebook after wrongly naming the social networking site in an article about child safety online. The Mail published an online retraction of the article by child protection expert Mark Williams Thomas, which was originally published under the headline, "I posed as a 14-year-old girl on Facebook. What followed will sicken you." Whilst the newspaper was busy retracting, the reporter Mark Williams Thomas was tweeting his innocent role in this catastrophe that he claimed had been totally caused by the Daily Mail. In a message sent via Twitter, author of the piece Williams Thomas said he had made it very clear in final copy to the Mail that the experiment was conducted on a SNS, social networking site, with no mention of Facebook. It was a terrible mistake that Williams Thomas bitterly regretted had happened, and his representative at the Daily Mail expressed her client's legal position quite categorically. The Guardian picked up on the contretemps. Williams Thomas was reported as even having utilized his police training by taking notes of his 24-hour day and who he had spoken to at exactly what minutes of that day. This sort of detailed reportage always sounds convincing. The Mail was forced to apologize and take the rap. The paper apologized in print today and online yesterday for the error, which the author of the piece, Mark Williams Thomas, insisted had been introduced at the paper despite being told it was wrong. Williams Thomas, a former policeman who now works as a criminologist, subsequently explained. At 19.48 hours on Tuesday the 9th of March I sent amended copy to the interviewing journalist at the Daily Mail in which I had made small but significant changes to the copy she had sent to me, which I read at 19.21, including removing the word Facebook and replacing it with well-known social networking site. I made it very clear to the journalist and her alone that the changes I had made were necessary before publication. It is clear that the changes were not made. At no stage prior to publication did I have any communication with any editors at the Daily Mail. The protestations by Mr. Williams Thomas became absolute and irrefutably clear in The Guardian. Williams Thomas insists that he was not using Facebook but had been using another, unspecified social network. So, you can imagine my surprise when I clicked on this old YouTube clip that has been on YouTube since April 2011 and watched the first 37 seconds.
My latest investigation has uncovered shocking new evidence how paedophiles are posting horrific images and videos of child abuse on Facebook. At first glance, these could be innocent images of young kids posted by themselves or their families, but a closer examination of their profile page and the friends linked to them reveals some truly disturbing images of children being sexually abused, along with keywords that direct other paedophiles to places where they can trade them.
The documentary maker who exposed Jimmy Savile offered to sell names of DJ Jonathan King's child sex abuse victims while working as a police detective on his case, judge claims. Published by Daily Mail. 1827 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, 6 August 2018. Updated 2056 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, 6 August 2018 by crime correspondent for the Daily Mail. Mark Williams Thomas has claimed to have solved numerous high-profile cases. Judge Deborah Taylor delivered a withering view of his work for Surrey Police. She said a document was found offering names and introductions to victims. A former police officer in the Jonathan King case, who is now a TV documentary reporter, offered to sell the names of the pop mogul's victims, according to a judge. Investigative reporter Mark Williams Thomas, who made his name in a documentary exposing Jimmy Savile, has claimed to have solved a number of high-profile cases, including the murder of TV host Jill Dando. But yesterday his professional reputation was called into question after Judge Deborah Taylor delivered a withering assessment of his previous work for Surrey Police on the King case. Before he left the force in October 2000, Mr. Williams Thomas was the detective who interviewed the first man to accuse King of sexual assault. He was subsequently accused, and acquitted, of blackmail in an unrelated case. Yesterday the judge said, during the investigation into that offense, a document was found on his computer offering for sale names and introductions to victims of Mr. King. There was also information that prior to Mr. King's arrest, Williams-Thomas said that he had been provided by a journalist with information about King. Williams-Thomas left taking his contemporaneous notebooks of his involvement with inquiries into Mr. King with him. No attempts had been made to obtain them, although it is the Crown's position that he should not have taken them with him as they were the property of Surrey Police. The judge added that it had been suggested there was deliberate concealment of his previous prosecution and of the documents indicating attempts to gain financial advantage from selling details of Mr. King's case. Yesterday, Mr. Williams-Thomas denied ever knowing the victims' identities or offering them for sale. The ex-officer, who is working with Simon Cowell's production company on a crime investigation series, said, "I have for the first time today been made aware that my name has been mentioned in a ruling by HHJ Deborah Taylor in the case against Jonathan King. I am with immediate effect making contact with the CPS to seek clarification on these matters. Selling victims' details would constitute an offense of misconduct in a public office. The maximum penalty is life in prison."